Hi, good morning, and today I'll be taking management information system. Right, management information system is a subject which is very, very important in real life applications, and how can it be benefit from that, and how you could work out a feasible solution for the development of management information system. Right, so what exactly is management information system, how you will be going about it, that I will be discussing in this slide. Well, management information system is a system. That means system is something where you have an input, you do something to that input, and you generate some output. Right, generate some output means you generate some information, some data, something which is relevant to the management, and generally it is the data. And when we process that data, we what we do, we get that information. So based on that information, you are in a position to take some decision. That is what is the purpose of an information system. But when management comes into the picture, it is generally the top management that has to take into consideration the thing that is required for running the organization. Right, so is this clear? What exactly are we talking about and what this subject is going to do? That is what it is, doing something which is really good. So let's now move on to this unit 1, which is management information system, and let us see how it is applicable in day-to-day scenario. In day-to-day scenario also, we use management information system to take most of the decisions that we have. Right, so what exactly is management information system, that will be covering. A management information system, which is abbreviated as MIS, right, provides information that is needed to manage organization efficiently and effectively. In other words, MIS is used to give you some information, right, to give you some information through which you can take some decision based on what you have provided into the system. Right, for example, when we have a computer, we feed things into the computer and it processes those things to generate the output. For example, right now you are witnessing this PPT. So obviously this PPT has been keyed in, that is through keyboard I have generated this content, and this I have applied formatting features, I have applied other features which are available, and from that point onward I am taking those things into that thing. Right, and what is the purpose of provide information that is needed to manage information, manage organization efficiently and effectively. This means that it is, this MIS is not for everyone, it is for the persons who are working at a managerial level. Managerial level means they have to take important decisions, and based on those decisions they decide how to run that organization, which should be effective and which should be efficient. Right, effective and efficient, which this means that it has got some power, some impact. Efficiently means that information is provided or generated in a timely manner so that they can do something related to running of the organization. Is it clear? I once again repeat, MIS is basically a management function, and it functions by generation of information, and through this information you take some decisions. Based on those decisions, you take appropriate action, and it is not guaranteed that those actions may be efficient or effective. What is guaranteed is that you have taken decision based on the data, but how those decisions will turn out, that you cannot tell. You cannot say that this is an effective decision or this is an ineffective decision, right? So is it clear now? If it is not clear, you can raise your hand or you can write it in the chat box, or you can personally mail me. I'll be providing you my mail ID. You can mail me that thing, and that would be great, right? Then management information systems are not only computer systems. These systems encompass three primary components: people, technology, data. So what does it mean that management information system are not only that? Means even if you don't have a computer system, you can have an MIS on your own. What does it mean that MIS? Because MIS is something which is used for taking decisions, and based on those decisions, what you do, you run the organization. So even if you do not have computer, you can still have an MIS, right? But if you have computers, it make things easier. You can process the data quickly, you can turn out something very well, and all these things are there. So then it has three components, which is technology, people, data, and information. For technology, as we all know, it's the computer technology that we are all familiar with. It may be a technology in terms of programming language, it may be a technology in terms of smart devices, it may be a technology in terms of connecting people, it may be a technology in terms of linking the computer, such as internet, it may be a technology in terms of developing the software. All these things are part of technology. A technology is something which is used to help you in making your work in a simplified manner. People means there can be individuals, there can be groups, or organization. What this basically means, that MIS is applicable not only on individual, not only on groups, it is applicable to the entire organization. In other words, it means that individuals can also use MIS, teams can also use MIS, group of people can also use MIS, organizations can also make use of information MIS system, right? Data information. Now this is very crucial. Data and information. There is a distinction between data and information. Data means raw facts and figures. Information is processed data. For the example of data is something, if I write just 1 2 3 4 10 20 30 40, so it is raw in the sense that nobody can make it out what this 10 20 30 or 1 2 3 4 stands for. But the moment if I write serial number or roll number or bench number or product number, it gives you some sense of the data, right? Some sense. That means it provides you with the requisite information. So data is raw, information is processed data, and it is this data or information which you use for making decisions, right? So it is clear. So data, information. But one thing that is clear is, without data, without information, you have nothing else, right? Management information systems are distinct from other information system. What does it mean? It means that, management information system are distinct from other because it means that there are not only management information system, there are other systems which are based on information. Based on information means they also consume data, they also process data, but then the information that they generate, that information is used for that information they generate, the information used for something else. Whereas management information system is only for the persons who are in the management cadre, right? And other information systems such as executive that is for CEO, MD and other things. Decision support systems are used for systems which are there. So we'll be covering all those things in subsequent unit, right? So systems that they are MIS are designed to be used to analyze and facilitate strategic and operational. Here you can see that the scope of MIS is totally different. The scope is they are used to be analyzed, right? To analyze what exactly is being shown by the data, how it is beneficial to the organization and how that can be used. Facilitate means how it can assist in taking strategic and operational activities in the organization. Strategic means those decisions which affect the competitor, right? Those decisions which affect the competitor. And operational activities means all the activities which are responsible for operations. That means all things that is going on in the organization, right? So here we have covered most of the things pertaining. Just a recap, and MIS means a management information system. That means it is a system which is based on data and processed data which generates useful useful information, a useful amount of something through which they can take decisions which affect the functioning of the organization in terms of strategic. That is how this information can be used for outwitting the competition. And operational activities, that means all those activities which are going on in the within the organization, right? So that information is used to analyze and assist the management in taking decisions, right? So this is again a recap, and this is how this MIS is being used in various activities of the organization, right? For example, strategic and operational activities, right? So strategic activities, as I have already discussed, is used to achieve advantageous position with respect to its competitors. What does it mean with respect to its competitors? Because business unit or organization does not function alone, there are other competitors, and in order to survive the market they have to beat the competitors. That is what is mean by strategic planning. So they have to come out with some suggestion, they have to come out with measures where they can use that knowledge to outwit the competition, right? Operation means to make use of strategic information to perform various types of operation. That means anything that a business unit does, such as putting orders to the vendor, such as customer relationship management. All these things are part of operational activity. The production of FMCG products, this is all operational activities. You can see there are three pictures over here. The first picture where army uses information, this is exactly what our army does at the border. They use this strategic information. That means that information, that piece of information which gives an upper hand over terrorists and enemies which operate at that point, right? You can see they use those. Even our intelligence agencies also use this kind of strategic information to ensure that they are able to function correctly and accurately, right? Then again, strategic to plan attack using information system. So that means through the helicopters and other things, they come out with those things and they outwit. Then strategy to pass examination. That is again a strategy. Most of the students, what they do, they plan instead of working hard on polishing the knowledge of the subject. What they do, they think strategically how to outwit the invigilator. They carry on so many things so that, and they plan. So if the invigilator is going that way, they can just copy the material, or they can hide their written paper in some bathroom or in some washrooms and other things. That what these things are there to pass the information. So this is, you can see we are applying everywhere this strategic information and operational information system to gain advantage so that we can outwit the competition. So in the case of examination system, the competition is between the invigilator and the students, right? Where invigilator always reprimands the student not to copy, and students, what they do, they want to copy, and then they adopt so many things, writing in the geometry boxes or writing in the palms and other things, and then they are able to do that, right? So let us move to the next slide. Next slide says what is the need for information management system. What is the need for information management system? So let us look at this. Need means why organization need information. That means what is the necessity? What is the necessity for this information management system, right? Information management system are nowadays needed in it for the following reasons. So this is the just why it is needed by the organization. First is increasing competition. That means what? Increasing competition means everywhere there is competition. Even we students also face lot of competition, such as gaining entry into a good college, gaining entry or getting a good job, which is always through competitive examinations, and so many things we face competition. So competition has increased. So in the same manner, business organizations face intensive competition, right? Intensive competition from any thing. Competition, it can be through internet, it can be customers which demand so many things, like they want a delivery at 12 o'clock in the night, or they want food to be available 24/7 days, and so many weird requirements. And this has increased the competition. Thanks to the internet, though geographical boundaries are shattered, you can place an order at any part of the world and get that order delivered anywhere in the world. So all these things are used for generating competition, and more competition, and more competition to come into the picture. And the only way to beat the competition is to have a efficient management information system, right? Then increasing uncertainty in the marketplace. Because of the competition, there is a marketplace, there is a lot of uncertainty that has been generated, and this uncertainty is due to the lack of knowledge, right? It is due to the lack of knowledge, and that is how it is uncertain. Business units are uncertain, customers are also uncertain, managers are uncertain. For example, managers face uncertainty whether this team member will turn up in the office tomorrow or not, or he will report sick whereas he is enjoying movie. or he has quit the organization, just sending a mail or a WhatsApp message and saying I am not coming from today, and so many things are there. Customers can go back right to their orders placed, or they demand some other weird type of discounting scheme because the other shopkeeper is giving them the discount. So just increasing uncertainty, right? And this is due to the technological changes and innovations that are there, and business are required to be continuously alert to changes in the marketplace. Product life cycle is greatly reduced. What does it mean? Product life cycle is greatly reduced. It means that the time taken to deliver the product in the market is very short. People want quick turnaround time, and for example, we have Blinkit, which delivers goods within 10 minutes, and if they are not, then that order is cancelled or it is delivered free of cost. So customers are also becoming very demanding, right? And they have all the means. If one shopkeeper is not giving, the other one is ready to deliver that good what the customer wants. So this has increased competition, and product life cycle has also decreased. Increasing globalization means that everything is available at the click of a button, right? Through internet everything is there, right? Everything is there means you, while sitting in India, you can order a product based by a product sold by an American company, or while you are in Antarctica, you can place an order somewhere in a village in Assam, so and it would be delivered. So this is the best feature of globalization. Boundaries are being shattered, new business models are emerging, everything is taking place in the world. It is all topsy turvy, and that is how things are turning up, right? Clear? We'll come back again, we'll discuss increasing tendency of outsourcing. This is another feature which has necessitated the need for having an efficient management information system. Outsourcing means that you give your job to the other person to do it. That means instead you just give him a lump sum of money, and that other person or the other agency will take care of the job. For example, we have housekeeping jobs in our organization where a portion of work is outsourced. That means it is given to another company who will be given a lump sum of money, and it is not only a lump sum, it may be have a different kind of a revenue model. So that is what it is there, and then this saves lot of money for the organizer. They don't have to maintain an inventory, they don't have to do anything extra in terms of salary, in terms of other thing, wages. They just give a lump sum money, and that thing is managed by the contractor or the company to whom the work has been outsourced. Increasing customer focus. This means that the entire shift is now on what the customer wants. This is in sharp difference to the earlier model where take it or leave it attitude rule that was just before the advent of this information technology and globalization. Earlier it was there, this is what I have, and if you want it, take it, or if you don't want it, just leave it. That is what we call take it or leave it attitude. But today, now, customer is the king. Customer gets what he wants. If you are not able to provide, then in that case what happens, the other shopkeeper is ready with 10 different varieties and with lower cost. So that is what is mean by customer. So every business model, every new product, everything is designed according to the customer, what the customer wants, what is its behavior, what is it like. All these things are there. And increasing investment in information technology. So this is another need for MIS. Information technology means we use techniques to generate information. Generate information means we have lot of data. Customer is generating data, the processes are generating data, the operational processes are generating data. Everything is there with the data, and it is this data which is being processed, right? Which means that information technology is remarkable. That means it is targeted for data processing. It is able to process large amount of data. Large amount of data means it is able to handle billions of data of customers such as name, address, age, date of birth, occupation, habits, food habits, trends, what type of clothes he want, what type of food he likes. So all those things are processed by information technology, and on this data the management people work out and see what best can be given to the customer to increase the business turnover, right? So these are some of the things, right? Increasing awareness of the value from managing information. This means that the focus is now on data. With the help of information technology, management is now focusing on what value can be derived from this data, right? What value can be derived from this data. This means that they see some value, some importance, right? And that is why business units are investing heavily to acquire valuable information. What does it mean? It means that business units are giving away money to get the information of the competitors, to get the information of the government schemes, to get the information how those government schemes can be designed to increase their business, right? What does it mean to increase their business? For example, you know that when the budget is about to be delivered, these business units they pay to get some advance information about the taxes, the new schemes which the government is going to launch, or changes in the income tax rules or sales tax or GST, so that they can work out schemes and which will help them in running the business. So all this thing is part of management information system, right? So all these things are part of the increasing transparency. This is another thing which is really driving the business. Increasing transparency means that everything is now crystal clear. You cannot manipulate. Only thing what you can provide a new meaning, new value to the data, and that would be very, very great, right? So everything is transparent. That means everyone can see where you are standing, what is the data, and all those things are there. Let me take an example of what does it mean increasing transfer. Taking just an example, take the case of IRCTC system. That is the system where we make our train travel reservation. There you can see the complete transparency in the sense you can see how many seats are available, how many seats have been booked, right? How much money you have to pay, and all the breakup of that money, including GST, convenience fee, this fee, that fee, all that is there, right? So in a nutshell, you can say management information system is able to address all these issues, right? Able to address all these issues and is now used in all the organization. Any organization which does not use MIS does fail to stand in the market, meaning the business. So every business unit must, or rather they are using, MIS to stand or survive in the market, right? Otherwise their business is closed, right? So just repeating what exactly need, what is the need for inform, that means why organization must have management information system. First reason is increasing competition. With the advent of information technology, it is always galloping along. Internet has connected the world, and this has resulted in increased competition in terms that today we don't bother about the time. If we can do our banking in 24 by 7, right? There is no holiday, any time of the day, any time of the night. So this has increased competition, right? Most of the banks are offering great schemes to outwit the competitor, right? Cost reduction is now one of the primary. They are giving huge discount, all time discount and other things, and it is making things really wonderful, right? Because they are using information to generate schemes, to generate other things that will be taken care of. Increasing uncertainty in the marketplace. There is increasing uncertainty. What will happen, how will it happen, right? So all these things are there, okay? So increasing uncertainty, innovation has resulted. Business are required to alert to changes in the marketplace. That means what are the changes that are there in the marketplace and how those changes can be adopted to their business model, so which will result in this thing. Product life cycle, that means the uh, time taken to develop the product or to launch the product in the market is greatly reduced. That means shorter time span are there, and organizations need to take care of those things. Increasing globalization, which means that everything is available at the click of a button with the internet. And globalization means whatever we can see in US, we can order it in India also, or anywhere across the world. So this is globalization, and you can get your product delivered. Same thing, standardization and all those things are a part of globalization, and what is going on latest in the market that can be taken care of, right? Tendency of outsourcing means giving a portion of job to the contractor by paying them a lump sum amount of money, right? Which saves lot of money for the organization, because they don't have to spend money on their upfront means on daily, on monthly basis. They don't have to pay salary, they don't have to pay wages. Only thing, lump sum amount is paid to the outsourced agents. Increasing customer focus, that means today there is great emphasis on customer focus. That means what the customer want, that is what they are targeting, right? What they want, they are targeting, and that is what they are doing, right? Increasing investment, that means that business units are heavily investing in information technology, right? In information technology they are investing heavily. So this is an indication that information technology is able to generate lot of data, lot of information, so that they can take decision. Awareness of value from managing. That means now the question is changed. It is the value from managing the information. That means information management is now a great area, is another area which is taking place in the market, right? Another area which is being focused upon because they are seeing value from the information, and this information needs to be managed. To be managed means it needs to be updated, it needs to be accurate, it needs to be in a timely manner, and all those things are coming into the picture, right? Increasing transparency, that means it is everything is available, anyone can see, and all these things are there. The business world has realized that increased transparency leads to efficient word of resources. So that means resources are being used efficiently, and then which is used for reducing the cost. So MIS is able to address all the above issues plus many other issues which are there, and hence any organization which does not use MIS, what does it do? It does not stand to gain in the market, right? Then what are the objective of information system? Objective of information system means why information system exists. What is the basic purpose of information? Again, I repeat, information system is a system where you use data, you use information to generate some useful entity, useful information, useful data to take the decision. System is something where you input thing, you do with the input, you do something to the input to generate the output. Objective means what is the end result, why do you want the things, right? So objective, okay, so first objective is data capturing. That means MIS exists for capturing the data. That means identifying what data is there and then storing that data, because there are a lot of data, so it is possible that junk data or data which is not at all will be used is captured. The first is data capturing, and this data capturing first step is identifying what data is needed for making decisions, and once it is identified, that data is captured or stored, and it can be a manual data or it can be a computerized data which is stored on the server or on a desktop or whatever it is. Then again, next step is processing of data. Processing of data means there something is done on that stored data, right? Something is done on that stored data, which means that calculating, sorting, classifying, summarizing, right? Visual display of the data. That means what they do, they use various techniques to process the data and generate some information on the basis of which you can take some decision. Then storage of information. Storage means that information is stored, right? It can be on the server, it can be. Then retrieval of information means that information which is stored, it is pulled back, right? It is pulled back from the server or from the place where it is stored, so that something. Then again, that disseminate, that information is shared. Just retrieving them, it's got no purpose, it is shared or disseminated so that other people can use those things, right? So again we repeat that data objectives of MIS means first is data capturing. So data capturing is the first step, which means that capturing is the first step, which means that you identify the data, store that data. Either you store it manually or you do it through a computer program or an application, software, so that data is there. Then once that data is captured, that data is processed means it is given some sort of a shape, which means sorting or classifying. That means similar type of data is placed in groups. Summarizing, that means numeric type of data is summarized. Sorted, that means either in alphabetical order or increasing order, decreasing order, or any other criteria which is used to segregate the data, right? So this is how we are doing those things. Storage of information. The storage means the data is stored, that means it can be a raw data, it can be a processed data, so that it can be stored for data use, right? Information retrieval, that is another objective. So unless that information can be stored, it cannot be used for some other purpose. Then dissemination, that means it is to be used by other person. That is what this is here. So we come to the end of, again just repeat any questions, anything, you can write it on the chat box, and then we can take it ahead, right? You can see management information system is really a system which is widely used by everyone. Yes, widely used by everyone. Everyone means even you use it, I use it, your teacher use it, your parent use it, everyone uses the information system, right? You can see. And the basic components of MIS are technology, people, and data. Technology, people, and data means that we use information technology to make our task easier in the sense quickly, rapidly, fastly, and so many other things. People means it can be used by a single person, it can be used by a team, it can be used by a group of person, it can be used by several several organizations, and main purpose is decision making. And MIS is different from other systems that they are designed to be used to analyze. That means what exactly is data representing, how can it be better utilized for the functioning of the organization. So that is how MIS is there. And main focus is on strategic and operational activities. Strategic, as I told you, it means outwitting the competitor. Outwitting the competitor means that what you are doing, how you are using the information so as to make your position stronger with respect to the competition. That means competitor, what is your next door businessman is doing, or next organization is doing, or your neighbor is doing. All these things are part of strategic. Operational means whatever is happening in the organization. This means whether you are taking leave, that entire leave processing system is an operational system, or placing an order to the vendor, that is another operational system. All those things are there. Then these pictures depict how you can take care of strategic systems and operational systems into picture, right? So you use strategic information to outwit the enemy in the battlefield, outwit the persons who are harming the company, and so many things are there. Then strategic information you use to pass the examination, right? The need for information system, why we need it, we have already covered. Just the competition has increased, uncertainty in the marketplace, globalization, tendency of outsourcing, customer focus, investment in information system, increasing awareness of value from managing information, increasing transparency in the operation. And apart from these points, there are many other points also, such as this customer is very demanding. Right? Very demanding means if a business unit is not able to provide, there are many other business units who are able to provide at a more competitive price. There are various opportunities available to the customer as well as opportunities available to the business leaders, so as to, so that is why they need information system. Even military needs information system, intelligence units need information system, research units need information system to bring out some most competitive products in the market, right? Then objective, that means why do we have information system? So objective is focus on data. So first is why, what is the data, that means we identify which data is going to be used or which data has value to our organization. If we don't fix on these things, then in that case what will happen is that we will be capturing unused data, redundant data, data which does not have any value. All these things we would be using, right? Processing of data, that means we do something to the data so that to generate information, useful information. All these things we do things in storage, storing the data on the server, and then we are retrieving that data or information to gain competitive exam, to competitive advantage, and to come out with useful strategies so that we can do something about that data, right? So this is what this MIS system is all about, and this is what has been in the unit 1, right? So we stop over here and we'll continue with other things